Okay, we're live. Hi everyone, my name is Junho Kwok and welcome back to another episode of our senior Fireside Chats. Today we're joined by our special guest, Mr. Mike. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name's Mike Crow. I live in Weatherford, Parker County, Texas. I'm retired. I'm 70 years old, and I'm still very active. I rope, team rope steers, and so there's my introduction.
Awesome. Now I want to dive into a few questions that we've prepared for the audience. The first question is, first of all, would you like to explain what team roping is for our audience members who aren't familiar with it?
Sure. Team roping is something that mimics work on a ranch. So if you have cattle that may be sick or need doctoring or need looked at and you're out in the middle of nowhere, one person will rope the head or the horns of the animal, and the other person will rope the back feet, and you would stretch the animal out, and you would do whatever you need to do to the animal, be it doctoring or maybe branding or whatever would need to be done to the animal. And that has evolved into one of the major rodeo events. It's pretty much in every rodeo in the United States.
Wow. That sounds really interesting. How long have you been into team roping, and how did you get into it?
Well, I guess I've been roping, pretty close to 35, 40 years.
Wow, that is incredible.
I've been involved with horses most of my life. When I was younger, I roped calves. That's another event. Like if you need to work, a young calf, you rope and tie that calf down, and I did that some when I was younger, not a lot. And at about 35 years old, I acquired a calf horse, and my brother-in-law and my nephew and I started roping some calves, and mostly my brother-in-law and I. And it just kind of evolved into dally team roping, we call it, because it was becoming a pretty popular event at the time. And I just started team roping with some friends, and I really enjoyed it, camaraderie and the family. It's pretty much, a family life event.
Right.
And it just became an obsession with me. So I've been team roping about probably 35 years.
Wow. So I want to go on to our next question now, which is, what principles do you think has team roping taught you that you might carry over into other life situations?
I think it's one of those things that it's about attitude. It's about work ethic. The harder you work at something, the better you'll be. You have to have a positive attitude. There's always going to be ups and downs, hills and valleys. You'll never always be on the top. Team roping, like life in general, is very similar to your Christian walk. You can't let the valleys keep you down. You have to find your hope and joy, knowing that you're going to have another chance. There's going to be another steer, and that's what it is to me. It's one of those things that it's about attitude. It's about your work ethic, and it involves around family, because no matter how old you are or how young you are, you can always team rope. Kind of like golf, some sports, you get older and you can't do them anymore. But it's similar to golf. You can always pretty much be able to team rope some. And
Wow. And thank you for that. Now, I want to move on to our final question for today, which is, what advice could you give to young people my age who are getting ready to go out into the world on our own?
There again, I'd say, for me, and so I'm speaking, and I guess this is okay. I'm speaking as a Christian. You know, you have to keep your eyes on Christ. It's difficult when you get out into the world. There's a lot of ways to be pulled. You know, every decision you make has a something, you know, good or bad. It can end up good or bad. And you learn from your mistakes. Just try to make wise decisions. Don't be led by others. You know, just try to be a good person. Make life about other people and not just about yourself. Actually, life is about others and not so much yourself. Stay close to family. Keep in touch with your family. And you know, listen to your parents, especially listen to your grandparents, because you know they've acquired their wisdom through years and years of life. And, and as I said before, there's a saying that you know, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. So that's pretty much it. Life's about experiences, both good and bad.
I gotta say, like, I totally agree with what you said right there toward the end, that a smart person learns from another's mistakes, because I feel that's the lesson that my own dad and my grandparents have tried to teach me, is if you can learn something the easy way, do your best to learn it that way, because it's much better than learning the hard way and having to suffer through that. And
it is much better than learning the hard way.
Definitely.
For sure.
Also, I really like what you said earlier also about how keeping in touch with family is super important, because I feel many people my age and many teenagers, we're sort of in that rebellious phase where we want to like go as far away from our parents as possible. And I think that having a strong family connection and visiting your family is such an important thing that will be essential for the rest of our lives. So I want to say that was a very good point you made. So
yeah, you need to and you know, young people are very smart, but still you do have to stay close to your family and remember where you came from. And you know, there's a country song that says always be humble and kind. So that's very important, to stay humble and be kind.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming on to this episode.
You're welcome.
I want to say thank you so much once again, and I feel like your words and your advice can have a huge impact on people my age, and I feel like we have a lot to learn from those from older generations such as yours.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And thank you to all the viewers for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website at talktogap.com. Additionally, if you're interested in joining these chats, please send me an email at talktogap@gmail.com. That's it for us from today. Thank you, and see you next time.